People should hold off on visiting people from nursing homes. It's already a mandate in the state-run facilities. That is the latest from the coronavirus in Frankfurt.
Former UK hoop star and Bell County native Maci Morris is stuck in Italy amid a countrywide shutdown in response to COVID-19. You'll hear from her.
Stray rain chances continue tomorrow, but our next system moves in Thursday, bringing more heavy rain and maybe some thunderstorms into the mountains. I'll have those details right now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
In the last hour, 2 new cases of the novel coronavirus are confirmed here in Kentucky. Governor Andy Beshear announcing the 2 new cases are in Harrison County. That brings the state's total to 8 in 3 counties. Still no cases in southern and eastern Kentucky. Governor Beshear is making it easier for some medical professionals to treat COVID-19 patients. He signed an executive order to allow pharmacists to fill prescriptions for 30 days without a doctor's permission. It also allows pharmacists to set up mobile stations if need be. Meanwhile, governors in other states have asked people not to attend sporting events. Governor Beshear addressed those concerns here.
There is links between all of the Harrison County individuals. Those links are slightly different and we can't disclose them at the time, but it's important to note that they are all linked.
And the governor went on to say about the sporting events that they are not making the same recommendations as other states have as far as not recommending people attend those. Now, the governor is also calling on all nursing homes in Kentucky to ban visitations. The elderly are most at risk for getting COVID-19, and the majority of deaths in the U.S. have been nursing home patients. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has reaction to the governor's comments earlier today.
Visitors are being asked to stay away from places that take care of the most vulnerable and at-risk citizens.
It may not be our resident that is symptomatic. It could be somebody walking in off the street. They may not be symptomatic. We may not know. And so because of the unknown, we just can't risk having that exposure to our residents.
Sayre Christian Village instituted their own visiting restrictions as soon as Governor Beshear announced the first coronavirus victim. In fact, our interview here had to be done outside the facility.
That when it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when that it gets to Kentucky. And so we've been in constant communication with our medical director, with our interdisciplinary team.
We are asking people not to visit. If it's an end-of-life situation, obviously that's different.
It appears still that just one of these cases is from travel. The other cases are from person-to-person contact. That is why the governor and health leaders continue to maintain the good hygiene, and also for these mandates and restrictions regarding these long-term care facilities.
It is critically important that it is followed. When we look around the country, the fatalities that we're seeing are in large measure those that are vulnerable.
Plus, our folks are medically compromised already. They're here because they're sick and they need us to take care of them.
Governor Beshear says the no visitor rules will be mandated at state facilities and highly recommended for private ones. In Frankfurt, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Governor Beshear did release new information about the patients today. He says the 5 cases in Harrison County are all linked. Those patients include 3 women ages 27, 54, and 67, along with 2 men ages 60 and 68. In Fayette County, patients include 2 men ages 46 and 49. And in Jefferson County, the patient is a man that's age 69. One Kentucky college is ending its semester early due to COVID-19 concerns. Berea College announced today that the semester will end on Friday. Students are being asked to move out of residence halls by Saturday. According to the statement, the decision was made to ensure student and employee safety in case of a COVID-19 case occurring on campus. According to a college official, seniors will still get their diplomas, but graduation ceremonies will be canceled or postponed. One of the best shooters in UK women's basketball history, native Maci Morris, was enjoying a very good year playing professionally in Italy. But that season has suddenly ended, and now the Bell County native is doing everything she can to get out of Italy and back home to Kentucky. Sam Dick talked to her today.
She can laugh about it now, but
so once they put all of Italy on lockdown and everybody started freaking out about they're not going to be able to travel, go home and stuff like that, that's when I started kind of freaking out, and I was like, I need to get out of here.
But Maci Morris has felt isolated, disappointed, and yes, very anxious.
A lot of stress. Just I spent all night packing my bags because I didn't know when I was going to be able to leave.
Not only has the game she's loved since her days in Bell County, Miss Kentucky basketball, and 4 stellar years at UK been taken away from her, but she's watching a culture she came to love go into hiding from coronavirus.
Now everything is closed at 6 p.m. You don't see many people walking around, and if they do, most of them have a scarf covering their mouth, or they have a mask on.
Home seems a long way off, and her appreciation has grown for simple things back in Kentucky with her family.
My grandma's home cooking. I miss her food so much.
And finally, I asked her if she had a message for all the Wildcat fans.
For sure. I just want to thank everybody for your thoughts and prayers and your well wishes on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Thank you for thinking about me, and I love you guys. You're the best fans ever. Go Cats.
That was Sam Dick reporting. With the help of her agent, Maci says she's scheduled to fly out of Italy on Thursday. A judge lowered the bond of a woman indicted for allegedly abusing her adopted children. If Jennifer Stacy is able to post bond of $50,000 cash, she would then be under home incarceration. Stacy, along with her husband Thomas, were indicted last month. Investigators say for about 10 years they abused kids that they adopted. Thomas also faces sex-related charges. His bond was not changed. Both will appear in court April 6th. A Harlan County murder case is moving forward. Yesterday, a judge sent the case of Richard Cody to a grand jury. He's the man police believe killed Matthew Smith in a home last month. Cody also faces wanton endangerment charges. Police in Tennessee arrested him. The grand jury will decide whether or not to indict Cody.
Well, those showers moved in late last night, and I'm here to say this gloomy and rainy weather is going to stick around as we head into the next several days. We're going to take you up to a view of those cameras. Interstate 64 in Moorhead. You can see the rain kind of heavier at times, but now really starting to dry out as we head into tonight. Looking over into US 119, over into Pine Mountain once again. Kind of gloomy, soggy conditions, but now starting to dry out as we head into the rest of those evening hours. Here's those showers over the past hour or so. Some heavier bands moved through parts of Pike County. Some stray showers in Breathitt, a little bit into parts of Leslie. We're going to start to see those move out of here in Clay County, of course, but we're going to start to see those move out of here as we head into the next couple of hours. So as we go hour by hour, make sure to have that WYMT weather app handy to see when a shower is headed your way. We're going to mostly just see cloudy conditions, a few stray rain chances as we head into tomorrow. We dry out, but then showers and storms return once again Thursday. I'll have more on that coming up in a little bit.
All right. Thank you, Paige. $2 million worth of quick release emergency funds will come to the Bluegrass to help flood damaged roads. To date, more than 160 damaged federal aid sites across 10 counties were reported, with estimated damage costs upwards of $10 million. As the assessments continue, the funds will reimburse Kentucky for costs associated with emergency repairs needed to prevent further damage. Many of those roads are here in the mountains. Now, many of you probably noticed gas prices took a dip last night across parts of eastern Kentucky. The national average right now is $2.36, while the Kentucky average is $2.18 a gallon. And now you'll notice in blue there on this map, gas is cheapest near Bell County and the I-75 corridor. In some parts of the Cumberland Valley, gas is now already under $2 a gallon. He traveled with a presidential candidate, helped rebuild Williamson after the 1977 flood, and is a renowned musician. Jimmy Wofford experienced quite a bit in his lifetime. He died last Thursday at 85 years old, but his life will certainly not be forgotten. WYMT's Connor James has that story.
his music echoed across much of the region. This song off his album highlighting the infamous Hatfield and McCoy feud. Jimmy Wofford himself was a descendant of the McCoys, but in this town of Williamson, West Virginia, you'll find much more than music in Jimmy's legacy.
Jimmy liked to put that smile on your face. He loved that.
Clyde Wofford is Jimmy's little brother. Clyde grew up with Jimmy and his 4 sisters right here in Williamson.
This is a true and factual story.
Jimmy was born in 1934. He joined the Navy when he was just barely 18 years old. After that, he went west until finally returning back home.
He stayed here for his entire life thereafter and was a pillar of this community.
Jimmy didn't stay stagnant, though. He became heavily involved in politics.
He loved it. It was a passion.
Most notably, he traveled alongside Senator Hubert Humphrey during his presidential run.
Town to town to town to town. Jimmy would get up and play his guitar with the little jingles, you know, Over the Hump with Hubert Humphrey. That was one of them.
But Jimmy's home is where his heart was. After the 1977 flood, he spent much of his time helping bring back Williamson from that devastation.
He really had a lot to do in getting things back in order.
Jimmy enjoyed a long and eventful life. These photos are from when he played alongside Jerry Lee Lewis here in Hazard. This is also where Jimmy spent his final days. He was cared for at the Veterans Center.
I'll carry with me.
This is him singing just last November. In his death, Jimmy is remembered for his will to be a friend to all.
He'd do anything in the world for you. I hate to see him go. You know, it's just hated to see him go.
But it's in his life where we'll find an endless trove of stories and good music. In Williamson, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
Jimmy Wofford sang a range of music and had multiple record deals through the years. His visitation is tomorrow from 6 till 9, and his funeral is Thursday afternoon at 1, both at the R.E. Rogers Funeral Home Chapel in Belfry.
Warmer temperatures stick around for a few days, but a cold front will bring us some cooler air, showers, and storms on Thursday. I'll have more details on that coming up.
But first, a group of student leaders from Eastern Kentucky head to the state capitol to talk about the importance of the 2020 census.